Morning, how y'all doing? I'm out here in the woods, dressed in work clothes, stains, nothing fancy. Stunting my gray hair, need to shave. Anyway, it's about 8:30 a.m. in the morning. I decided to come walk out in the woods. Nice day. I think we're about 70 degrees right now. I decided to come for a little rabbit hunt, rabbit or squirrel. I'm gonna turn the camera around. If you don't like to see dead animals, please turn away from the video now. So it's not too graphic, but it is a dead animal. About a 5 or 6 pound rabbit. Got it from about 25 yards away. In one eye, out the other. It was a quick, humane kill. So he dropped instantly and didn't move, not even a shudder of a leg. I used my Umarex Origin. It's 22 cal PCP. The gun is stock, except for I removed the ERT system, or it's an EPT, Ever Pressure Tank, or EPS, Ever Pressure Tank system. I removed it. If you're not familiar with the Origin, it has a separate piston on the backside charged with 1,000 psi. So as you put in your pressure on this side, it pushes that piston, and every time you take a shot, the pressure behind it pushes that piston further and further. It acts like a regulator. I had a lot of problems with that, so I removed it. So since I removed it, the gun is doing fine. I've got a UTG bug buster, quick release mounts. The gun itself is pretty accurate. It shoots dimes at 20-30 yards with cheap CPHPs. I get an occasional stray, which is common with CPHPs. I'm not sure if this video is about the gun or the rabbit or the overall experience. I'm just gonna make the video. We'll see how it plays out. I'm glad I was able to get a rabbit with her. I try to average one rabbit a month during rabbit season, which I have 3 weeks left of rabbit season. I've only got a few in the freezer. I would like to get a few more. I own 5.5 acres of property, and it does have a good bit of wildlife, but we don't have too many rabbits. So when I say I try to harvest one per season, or one per month per season, that's what I try to do, but some years I don't get none. I've been here 3 years. I think last year I got one rabbit. I didn't hunt them very hard. This year, this will make the fourth in my freezer. And our season lasts from October to the end of February. So I think I'm being very conservative with the amount that I aim to take. It's fresh. Doesn't look like a lot of meat. Well, she's at least 5-6 pounds, maybe 7. Back to the gun. The Umarex Origin, I bought 3 years ago from Academy for $289. Came with a pump, bolt probe. The only thing I did not come with was a scope. Of course, you have to add your own scope. So for $300, the gun's ready to shoot. I wish it came with iron sights. That way it would be really ready to shoot. I don't like gun packages where they claim ready to shoot and there's no optics. But on a side note, you usually include optics with any budget gun. It's not really a good optic anyway. So that's what I call a throwaway. But the gun has worked great for the past 2 years. I've got a previous video on it. I had recently had problems. I say recently, 6 months ago, I had an accuracy issue. It just lost accuracy. Like I would shoot 3 or 4 shots would be on target. Next shot would be 2 inches to the left. Next one 2 inches to the right. It would just vary so much to where the gun became unusable. I missed so many game And it's very stressful when you wait 30 minutes for a squirrel to come out and you take your shot and you miss by 2 or 3 inches when you know your crosshairs were on it. So then you go through the process of start diagnosing. Is it the pellets? Is it the scope? You know, I tried a few other scopes, tried a few other pellets, same results. So I picked the gun up for a while and I threw the scope on one of my older guns. It's a Benjamin Rushmore nitro piston brake barrel. They only made them in 2015. They're not rare by any means. They were just only produced for 1 year. Anyway, I haven't used that gun in about 5 years. So I threw the scope on it and I started using that, and I got quite a few squirrels and a couple of rabbits with it. In fact, the other 3 rabbits that are in my freezer were done with my brake barrel. And I haven't played with brake barrels in a while, and it's a learning curve with a brake barrel to be accurate. But, I had to get back into it for a little bit. Anyway, short story, I found the problem. My EPT or EPS system was leaking. There's oil behind it. Oil was seeping past the piston and getting into my air chamber, and when I fire, it would let oil into the breech, and it would do what's known as dieseling. And dieseling is not good for air guns. It sounds cool, it gives your pellet more speed, but you have no accuracy at all with dieseling. But it gives you more power. Pellets will actually break the sound barrier. You can push a pellet over 1,200 feet per second. And I believe that depending on atmospheric pressure and the thickness of your air quality, the speed of sound is around 1130, 1170 feet per second. It changes. But anyway, that's the problem I was having. I removed the system, re-sighted it, and hadn't really had no problems with the gun since, with the occasional CPHP stray. That's Crossman Premier Hollow Points. A cheap round you can buy anywhere. I get strays every now and then. But besides that, the gun's doing great. It's a very lightweight shooter. It's fairly accurate. I love guns that shoot cheap pellets that are easily available at any Walmart or Academy, and most hardware stores carry Crossman Premier Hollow Points. And in my area, pellets are getting harder to find, like stores are not stocking it. It's like when I was a kid, every kid in your neighborhood had a pellet gun. And that's what y'all done. Y'all went out, y'all shot, y'all played in the woods, so pellets were everywhere, even BBs. Now it's just getting harder and harder to find. So I like the gun. One thing I do not like about this gun, the grip is not very comfortable. Mostly right here. It's too tight of an area right here for my fat fingers to really get in there and be comfortable. And this is too thick right here. And I thought about shaving it down, but it's gonna make the stock weak. So I'm just gonna I deal with it the way it is. Maybe I can do a custom stock at a later date. But if you have a chance to pick up an Origin, especially if you get one used for under 200, even if it has the Everpressure tank system with a problem, it's easy to get rid of that problem. And it's a great budget gun. It'll get you out there hunting. And that's what it's all about. I mean, you really don't need an expensive gun. I see a lot of people on forums and groups, and they got like $1,500 guns, and that's real nice, you know. This, if I were to get stuck in a pour-down rain, it wouldn't bother me if this gun got rained on or damaged, or if I dropped it in the mud or scratched up. It wouldn't bother me. I call this a throwaway gun. Something happens to it, if you can't repair it, you just get another one. You know, a $1,500 gun, that would hurt. That would hurt to destroy a $1,500 gun by accident. You know, I'd be afraid to modify it if you damage a part that's no longer available. Yeah, go out and get you something cheap and just go enjoy yourself. You know, it's a good feeling. I don't like killing animals. I don't kill unless I intend to eat. But it's a good feeling to know that you could provide for yourself if you had to. And this is a cheap way to do it. It's about $7 for 500 rounds of ammunition. And I have a hand pump, I have an air compressor. You know, I think for $40 you could buy a complete seal replacement kit for this gun. As long as you don't break any parts and just have a seal replacement kit, this gun could probably last decades. You know, in a self-reliant atmosphere, this is perfect, quiet, stealthy way to put food on the table without alerting others of what you're doing. 'Cause I can come back here during deer season. Deer will be eating corn, and there'll be a rabbit or a squirrel next to the deer. I can pull out that Origin or similar air gun, and I can take that squirrel. Squirrel drops, you know, the deer kind of hesitate, but they go right back to eating. It doesn't scare away the bigger game. It's not very loud. So again, I want to thank y'all for stopping by. Sorry for the graphic content. This is usually not my content. In the past, I posted a hunting video. YouTube took it down, and I'm not monetized. I'm not eligible for monetization, so I'm not really worried about being demonetized because I have a dead rabbit on my video. And I mentioned the word gun, even though it's air gun. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you're into this, cool. If you're not into it, and you know, give it a thought. It's something different to do besides what all the other generation of young people are doing these days. Just staying inside, living a digital life and virtual world, and I really feel for the future generations. You know, they're gonna have it rough. They're either gonna have it rough or not gonna have it at all. You know, but I suggest if you're physically capable, get out and learn a survival skill. Get out and do something. Thank y'all. I'll see y'all on the next one.